Andrew Fisher, who was born in August 1862 and died in October 1928, aged 66, was the Australian Prime Minister during 3 separate terms, from 1908 to 1909, from 1910 to 1913, and from 1914 to 1915. He led the Australian Labor Party from 1907 to 1915. He was born in Crosshouse, Ayrshire, Scotland. He emigrated to Australia in 1885, where he continued to be involved with trade unionism. In 1901, he was elected to the first Australian Federal Parliament, representing the division of Wide Bay. He served as Minister for Trade and Customs for a few months in 1904 in the short-lived government of Chris Watson. Deakin resigned as Prime Minister in November 1908 after Labour withdrew their support. Then Fisher formed a minority government of his own. It lasted only a few months. In 1909, Deakin returned as Prime Minister at the head of a new Commonwealth Liberal Party, a merger of the protectionists and the anti-socialist party. Fisher's second government passed wide-ranging reforms, establishing old age and disability pensions, enshrining new workers' rights in legislation, establishing the Commonwealth Bank, oversawing the continued expansion of the Royal Australian Navy, starting the construction of the Trans-Australian Railway, and formally establishing what is now the Australian Capital Territory. At the 1913 election, however, Labour narrowly lost its House of Representatives majority to the Liberal Party. The new Prime Minister, Joseph Cook, had to call, however, a new election in 1914, the first double dissolution of the House of Representatives and of the Senate. Labour won back its majority in the House of Representatives, and Fisher returned for a third term as Prime Minister. He struggled with the demands of Australia's participation in World War I as one of Britain's colonies, and in October 1915 he resigned in favour of Billy Hughes. He then served as High Commissioner to the United Kingdom until 1916 to 1920. After a brief return to Australia, he retired to London, where he died. Fisher and his wife rented a property in Highgate for a period, and then in October 1922 bought a home in South Hill Park near Hampstead Heath. Fisher's widow eventually moved back to Australia and died there in 1958.